Fox will let you pick your favorite thing over the last several days. What you thinking?
I'm thinking about the crowd that they had to pay to be at Trump's White House thing.
Wait! This is where I first learned this. There's a tweet from a what's his name? Oh, a Travis Bone. 2,000 people were invited, but only 400 showed up. Yep. Trump was supposed to speak for at least 30 minutes. He spoke for 18 minutes. He needs to be getting rest and not trying to prove COVID isn't a big deal. Coachella did not live up to the hype. Travis wrote that. Coachella.
Very nice. Yeah. Coachella. Very nice.
Coachella came from somewhere else. I can't take credit for that.
Okay.
That name.
You know,
my God, they were paid, and it was pathetic.
There was a tweet. It's a visual one.
Yeah.
Devin Sawa, the actor, he tweeted out because they all had those blue shirts on with the red hats.
Yes.
He's like, I didn't have my glasses on. I thought that was a giant coronavirus.
Yeah, and they look like COVID. They look like COVID.
Because you're like, who would show up? Right? And you're like, oh, people that get paid to and get free pizza. Okay.
And then their shirts were, they said Blexit.
Right.
Candace Owens BS thing.
Right.
Blexit backs the blue. And it's like, all right, why are you making me take the cognitive leap there to say, okay, that must be police and not blue states or something like that? I mean, it was just MAGA hats and blue shirts, red MAGA hats and blue shirts.
Right.
It was
black. It's their black exit from the Democratic Party is their whole, which is,
yes.
How is that going, Travis, according to is it 97% of African Americans are voting, or it's 96?
First of all, it was more of a teal than a blue.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my God.
Color commentary.
That the gay color wheel says teal.
Yeah.
It was bluish.
Yes. Speaking of Dr. Fauci, as you quoted him, we had a super spreader event in the White House. Is another one of those would have ended any other presidency moments. We're up to about 1 million of them. Yeah, and then as you said, I think the only way we make it to January without some nation-rending crisis is after the election. They finally 25th Amendment Trump out of office and let Pence handle the transition, and that would be its own crisis. Anyone that says they have any idea how this whole cliffhanger ends is crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 3 weeks is like 1 million years in Trump time.
Oh yeah. It's like we're getting up to we're coming up to the millennium, and everybody was so concerned about all the machines collapsing, and we all held our breath, and then nothing happened blissfully, but
You write, as you do, delightfully about the sort of desperation phase we're in. You're like, he didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize, and the Durham report won't be ready till after the election. President Nut is going to be extra pissy today. I mean, he's just... at this point, isn't it a replay of 2016? He shouldn't be allowed to run. Joe Biden's going to be arrested. Like, what? And then he throws in Hillary just for what? Bonus points?
Yeah,
I don't...
Right. I don't even understand. Like, okay, release Hillary's emails,
Right.
Unless they say that Joe Biden eats babies,
because you're a good writer. You wrote that for them. You said, unless one of these emails says, and then I watched Joe Biden choke the life out of a baby girl, and I told him that her fear would make its adrenal glands delicious. This is a waste of everyone's time.
Yeah. So unless there's something in there that's like Joe Biden ran over Seth Rich with his car or something,
right?
There's not going to be any. It's a waste of time. It's just a way of getting the MAGA cretins all headed up.
And what is this? Who would thought someone could be more disgraced? Someone said to us Friday, this isn't a line Bill Barr won't cross. It's because Durham won't cross it. It's because Durham won't cross it. Because we've had people, and Glenn Kirshner was saying, they've had people stand up and quit because they said this is bull, right? So It's only because Durham's got nothing. It's not like Bill Barr's doing the right thing. But Mike Pompeo is an even bigger disgrace. Here he is on Hillary's emails.
We've got the emails. We're getting them out. We're going to get all this information out so the American people can see it.
Right.
You'll remember there was classified information on a private server. It should have never been there. Hillary Clinton should never have done that. It was unacceptable behavior. It's not the kind of thing that leaders do. They don't put that kind of information out, and you can see whether it's Russia or China or Iran or the North Koreans who want to get their hands on this kind of information. Classified information needs to stay in the right places. Secretary Clinton, when she was here at the State Department, did not do that.
Do they actually realize how ridiculous this sounds? To be, really, we're like, wow. Well, I'm really not voting for Hillary now. I'm like, what?
And how many of them have used their private email? I mean,
all of them.
Yeah, all of them. I mean, I don't think Trump's using his secure phone to tweet.
No.
It's just we're at levels of hypocrisy here that, you know, I don't. It's almost like this is the champion. We will never ever reach that kind of hypocrisy again.
But he's literally saying, "Oh, the American people have a right to write about the last presidential candidate that's not running now." Like, and besides the fact that this is investigated and reinvestigated, and there was one small C heading they missed inadvertently, whatever. Obviously, that's why she wasn't prosecuted. It's like everything you just said is okay.
Well, you know those those old deleted Old Navy ads and Home Goods ads. You know, certainly our enemies could make something out of that.
Oh my God, this desperation is just—it's insane. It's including the Supreme Court thing that's going ahead starting today, right? They all apparently either have COVID or don't care if
going
they
on
give
right
it
now.
Right,
Yeah.
or don't care if they give it to someone else. You said so. Lindsey Graham's got COVID, or is afraid of the test results because otherwise he'd shut the hell up and take the test.
Yeah.
I mean, they really have become the party of Trump, haven't they? Just wildly endangering everybody.
Yeah, and at the hearing they just showed, Barrett wearing a mask and Lindsey Graham not wearing a mask. Although, to his credit, they did show a picture of him talking to Dianne Feinstein, 87-year-old Dianne Feinstein.
Right. And
they were both wearing masks, but it didn't seem like it was quite 6 feet between them.
Oh, I don't know if this is relevant or not. A teacher and two students at the school attended by the children of Amy Coney Barrett, who the Supreme Court nominee who brought her family to the Rose Garden celebration, they have tested positive for coronavirus.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's relevant to anybody. Oh, and then in a related story, the Minnesota Department of Health confirms the 9 people who attended Trump's rally in Minnesota on 9/18 have tested positive for COVID. 2 of the 9 were later hospitalized. Okay, so...
Well, you know what bugs me about this is there are so many ways Democrats could have played this. They could have, yes, her record, she's got just the most insane right-wing opinions on things.
Yeah.
But they could have also done something like, okay, we need her to pledge to recuse herself from anything related to the election. That talking point would have been so clear to people. She has to recuse herself. And then put Republicans on the defensive about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I saved some of this for Eric, but it's just this double standard that the media plays like this is some big deal, court packing. It's like while they're in the middle of court packing right now, in the middle of an election, right? In addition to all the unqualified judges that they've packed onto the courts, it's like, screw you. It's like, Democrats, are you going to use the constitutional power you're given? Like Republicans, you're not going to do that and be rude, are you, after the election? It's like, yes, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love all of a sudden, it's wrong for them to use this power that they have in the Constitution while ignoring the Constitution when it comes to things like the emoluments clause.
Yeah.
And just not, let's just throw out the Constitution whenever it's convenient for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other thing about the courts is, as a lot of people pointed out this weekend, in 2016, they were making a case for letting the Supreme Court go down to 7 members if Hillary won. Don't fill Scalia's seat, and then, if Ruth Bader Ginsburg dies, then don't fill that, and then just have a 7-member court.
Yeah.
And then they were pate level.
Yeah. And they're like, we can't have an election with 8 justices, which we just did in 2016 because they wouldn't. I mean, you're right. They don't care about the hypocrisy, but I think we just have to keep fighting, on every front that we can, because I think, Rude, you look at whether it's the Affordable Care Act, Roe v. Wade, or even having, doing this now, the American people are hugely against it. So, maybe there are 2 other Republican senators that'll go, oh, my God, we got to stop this. I don't know. But I mean, you said it shouldn't be controversial at this point. Amy Coney Barrett has no place on the Supreme Court. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, considering all of the things that she has signed on to, lectured about, that she's given her opinion on already, especially when it comes to Roe v. Wade. It's like there's no. She's already. We know what she's thinking. We're just not used to people having so blatantly said it already.
Yeah. What do you think the state of the president's health is? Just curiosity. I mean,
Oh.
Yeah.
I think that at some point he's gonna just Hulk out and just start breaking things. I think at these rallies are going to be really interesting to see how sweaty and tired he gets and raspy.
Jesus,
I'm holding out hope that that COVID is just there, fogging his brain even more.
Seriously, just as a citizen of the United States, this is just a terrifying period. It's okay. Obviously, nothing that they're saying medically is true, so it's hard to know what to believe. But okay, according to reporting, he is hopped up on so much stuff, and even they don't know at the White House. They're terrified, like what's going to happen and when he's going to crash, and
Yeah. And just a simple question: when did you test negative?
Right.
Did you test negative, and when did you first test positive?
Yeah.
When was your last negative test? And the fact that should be the scandal that everyone's talking about, that we can't be sure of what the health of the president of the United States is.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, and the fact that he didn't speak his normal hour and a half, 18 minutes to 400 paid people. You're just like, oh my God, this is like watching the last days of I don't know what Hitler. Yes, go ahead.
In Florida tonight. Doing a rally.
Yeah.
Is this thing going to be like 10 minutes long?
They're saying he wants to rally every day for 3 weeks.
These are going to be the shortest rallies ever. That's going to show him being weak.
And that's if people show up, because I would say that there's an offhand chance that people are like, you know what? Last time they had an event, people got sick. Maybe I want grandma to survive through Christmas this year.
Maybe he'll do more. I love the announcement that he's doing the largest virtual radio rally ever. And you said that's also known as calling into a radio show, is what I said. How are you enjoying your virtual radio rally?
Oh my God. I know it's the biggest virtual radio rally in history.
I know you were like, how come he gets to say F? I don't get to say F, and I'm the rude pundit.
I know. And by the way, who does that? Who sits there? That's the kind of president stuff. You're sitting there going, wait. You're saying that if Iran F's with us, you're going to do things to them that no one would think could be done to. Like, what are you talking about?
Let's listen to the virtual radio rally.
And Iran knows that, and they've been put on notice. If you around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
Okay, so that's what I've always said, is that's the last act, is he'll start a war right before, if nothing else seems to be.
Why does everything he says sound so rapey? It just all sounds rapey.
Yes, things you've never done, ever.
Ever. It's really what you say to the woman in a pit you have in your basement.
Yes.
Yeah, you're explaining why you have to do this, right?
Yes, yeah. It's the steroids are telling me to do it.
Oh, God. Okay. This is the most terrifying conclusion of this particular show that I could have imagined. You?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It's really, we're one war short of, that's all we need to complete sort of the giant S show picture.
Yes, indeed. Okay. Oh, but plus those are new rules. You can say F on Rush's show. FCC.
Apparently,
FCC was
Snerdley
taking a nap.
Apparently, Snerdley bleeped it for radio, but kept it intact for
Snerdley,
video.
Who doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Okay.
he doesn't exist. But
did they dump?
They dumped it on radio. They kept it for video.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Those lucky subscribers, huh?
Yeah. All right. Love you, Rude.
Thank you, Rude.
I want to keep talking until you have to put on music to play me out. Like Trump.
All right.
that can be arranged.
It's time to do that. Bye-bye.